Good morning, students. Welcome back to your science class. I hope you have understood the first part of the chapter. So let's move forward in the chapter. Today we will study about the life cycle of a butterfly. Now, as we all know, in case of humans, we are born as a small baby. Then we turn into a child, then into a young person, and finally into an adult. In that same manner, butterfly also has a life cycle. So let's study about that. Insects like butterflies and houseflies have 4 stages in their life cycle: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. However, insects like grasshoppers and cockroaches have only 3 stages. Now let's learn about the life cycle of a butterfly. The life cycle of a butterfly has 4 stages: egg, caterpillar, pupa, and an adult butterfly, as you can see in the picture as well. The first stage is egg, the second stage is caterpillar, the third stage is pupa, and the fourth stage is butterfly. Now let's study about the first stage, that is egg stage. A female butterfly usually lays eggs on the underside or on the bottom side of a leaf. As you can see in the picture also, various eggs are there on the bottom side of the leaf. Hence, this is called as the egg stage or the first stage. So, if I ask you a question, which is the first stage of the life cycle of a butterfly? You will say, ma'am, the egg stage is the first stage, and the butterfly lays eggs on the bottom side of the leaf. Now, the second stage is the caterpillar stage. When an egg hatches, a larva called caterpillar comes out. It looks like a worm with many legs. As you can see in the picture also, it has so many legs, right? You can see it in the picture also. See, it is having so many legs. The caterpillar grows in size by eating the leaves of the plant. On the plant, like where the butterfly gives the eggs, the caterpillar, when grows, start eating that plant or start eating that particular leaf. So this is the second stage of the life cycle of a butterfly. First stage was egg stage and the second stage is caterpillar stage. The next stage is pupa stage. A caterpillar molts many times. Molts means change its form, change its structure. Changing its structure or changing its shape is called as molting. A caterpillar molts many times before it changes into pupa. As you can see it in the picture also, a case-like structure. See in the second picture, a small case-like structure is developing at the end of the caterpillar. You can see it now? As you can see, a case-like structure is appearing slowly over the caterpillar. In the second stage, it is very small. In the second picture, it is very small. In the third picture, it's growing. In the fourth picture, it has almost covered the half of the caterpillar. In the fifth picture, it has almost covered the caterpillar. And in the last picture, the caterpillar is inside that particular case. This case-like structure is called as cocoon. So if I ask you a question, what is the case produced by, or what do we call the case which is produced by the butterfly? You will say, ma'am, the case-like structure is called as cocoon. Inside this cocoon, the body of the pupa changes completely and it grows into an adult. So the first stage that we have studied was egg stage, in which the butterfly, the female butterfly, not a male butterfly but a female butterfly, lays egg. And where does it lays egg? it lays egg on the bottom side of the leaf. The second stage was caterpillar stage. When the egg hatches, the caterpillar comes out and it starts eating the plant and it grows in size. The third stage was pupa stage, in which caterpillar undergoes molting and a case-like structure is developed. And what is it called? Yes, it is called as a cocoon. So the next and the final stage is adult butterfly. As you can see in the picture also, the butterfly breaks the case and a beautiful butterfly comes out. See, in the first one, the butterfly is almost breaking the case. In the second one, the butterfly is coming out. In the third one, the butterfly has almost come out of that case, and that case is called as cocoon. In the fourth one, the butterfly has came out, but its one leg is still stuck in the cocoon. And in the last one, the butterfly has completely broken the case and it has come out. So if I ask you, tell me about the life cycle of a butterfly, what will you say? You will say, ma'am, life cycle of a butterfly has 4 stages. First stage is egg stage, in which a female butterfly lays the egg. Please remember, children, a female butterfly will lay the egg. And where will it lay the egg? Not on the top side of the leaf, but on the bottom side of the leaf. So you need to remember 2 main points in the egg stage. First, a female butterfly gives the eggs, and it gives the eggs on the bottom side of the leaf. The second stage is caterpillar stage, where the caterpillar comes out of the egg and it grows in size and it starts eating the plant or the leaves. The third stage is the pupa stage, in which the caterpillar covers itself or undergoes molting and forms a case-like structure called cocoon. And the last and the fourth stage is adult butterfly. Now we will study about social and useful insects. Now the question comes, what are social insects? Can you just think what are social insects? No? I'll tell you. The insect that lives in groups and live together in colonies are called as social insects. For example, ants and honeybee. See in the picture, can you see only one ant is there? No, there are so many ants together. And in the second picture, there are so many honeybees. So the animals or the insects that live in groups, or they live together, the insects that live in groups or live together are called as social insects. Have you seen a single ant in an ant hole, or a single honeybee in a honeycomb? I guess no one has seen a single ant or a honeybee in their home, because ant and honeybees live together in groups always, and that is why they are called as social insects. So if I ask you a question, what are social insects, you will say, ma'am, the insects that live together in groups or colonies are called as social insects. Some insects like ants, honeybees and butterfly are useful to us, as ants are scavengers. Scavengers means the animals or the insects that eat dead bodies are called as scavengers. As ants are scavengers, they clean our environment. As they feed on the dead animals, they eat those dead bodies and helps in cleaning our environment. So we can say that ant is a useful insect for us because it helps in cleaning the dead bodies of animals. Butterflies. If we talk about butterflies, butterflies make our garden beautiful, and they fly from flower to flower and helps in pollination. Pollination is basically a process in which the anthers are being collected from one flower. You will learn all this thing in your higher classes. Just learn this thing, that pollination helps in producing further flowers and seeds. So that's enough for your class level, that pollination helps in producing more flowers, fruits and seeds. So butterflies helps in pollination. It is a process in which the formation of seed and fruits occurs. So butterflies are useful to us as it helps in pollination. So the ants helps us in eating the dead bodies of the animals, and butterflies helps us in pollination. Now bees are also useful. This is a very common thing, and I guess everybody knows this, that bees helps in producing honey. They suck the nectar from the flowers and therefore helps in pollination also, and they provide us with honey. Like butterflies helps in pollination, in that same manner bees also helps in pollination, plus it produces honey. So ants help in cleaning the environment by eating the dead bodies, butterflies helps in pollination, and bees helps in producing honey. So all these insects are useful for us, hence they are termed as useful insects. Now let's study about the harmful insects. There are some insects that harm us, that cause an effect or bad effect on us, and they are called as harmful insects. Some examples of harmful insects are, the first one is mosquito. Mosquito spread diseases like malaria and dengue. As you might have heard also, that dengue is being spread with the help of a mosquito, and malaria is also spread with the help of a mosquito. So mosquitoes are harmful for us, hence we need to stay away from them. If they will bite us, then they will surely cause a harm to us. So mosquito spread diseases like malaria and dengue, so they are harmful insects. Lice and bed bugs suck blood and make our skin sore and itchy. So lice, like you might have heard about lice commonly. It is a common thing which is found more in most of the children. Most of the children get lice in their hair, but it is very harmful for us. We need to clean them, because if we will not clean our lice in our head, then they will suck the blood and they will make our skin sore and itchy. So lice and bed bugs are also harmful for us. The next one is termites. Termites damage the walls, wooden doors, window frames, and furniture of our house. Termites mostly attack the objects which are made of wood. So termites are also an harmful insect. So we have learnt about different types of harmful insects like mosquitoes spread diseases, lice, bed bugs suck blood, termites damage the walls, wooden doors, window frames, and furniture of the house. Hence, they are termed as harmful insects. Now let's learn how can we protect us from harmful insects. We must keep our bodies clean to keep insects away. That is why it is being told to take a bath regularly, to be fresh, to be clean, so that the insects are staying away from us. We should use mosquito nets, wire nettings, and window and repellents to keep mosquitoes away. You must have seen an ad of an Odomos or All Out. They say that use this thing and you will be staying away from mosquitoes. So we need to keep ourselves away from the mosquitoes, and we can keep them away by using mosquito nets, wire nettings, windows, and repellents. It is important not to allow water to collect, as mosquito lay eggs in water. That is why it is said that when there is a rainy season, you should look that nowhere water gets collected, because if water gets collected in the terrace or even in some coolers, if the water is not being changed, the mosquitoes start laying eggs in water. So from now onwards, just keep a check in your terrace, and if you are having coolers in your home, ask your parents to just refresh the water, or just use another water. Or if you see that in your terrace there the water is collected, just ask your parents to clean it, because if you will not clean it, then the mosquito will definitely lay eggs in it, and if they will lay eggs in it in your house, there will be lots and lots of mosquitoes. And then we have learned also that mosquitoes are harmful insects, and they will definitely harm us. So we should not allow water to collect, as mosquitoes lay eggs in water. We must keep our surroundings clean by throwing the garbage in dustbin, as we practice in our schools also. You know, you are being told to throw your pencil shavings or to throw the papers in the dustbin. You are not allowed to throw your pencil shavings or dustbins or tiffin wrapper or tiffin wrappers in the classroom. You are being advised to throw it in the dustbin. So we should throw the garbage in dustbins. We should keep the food covered, because if we will not keep the food covered, the mosquitoes might enter our food. They might sit on the food and make it dirty. Like houseflies roam here and there, they sit on garbage as well. So we need to keep the food covered so that no mosquitoes or no houseflies can sit on the food, and our food is safe from them. We must remember to wash and bath animals to keep them away from ticks and fleas. If you're having some pets in your home, like a dog or a cat, you should make them. You should try to wash them. You should ask your parents to bath them so that they keep them away from ticks and fleas. When insects attack trees, plants, we need to use chemicals called pesticides to get rid of the pest. Like if there is a farmer, and like you might have heard about this locust attack recently. So the farmers are using some pesticides over their crops to keep their crops away from the some locust or some other harmful insects. So wherever there are trees and plants, some people use chemicals known as pesticides to get rid of the pests. We use insect repellents or mosquito coils to keep insects or mosquitoes away. I have told you earlier also, like Odomos or Good Night. And you must have seen the ads also. So we need to use insect repellents or mosquito coils to keep insect or mosquitoes away. We use plant or chemical pesticide to keep areas free from flies, mosquitoes, and cockroaches. So we need to follow all these points to protect ourselves from harmful insects. So that's all for this session. I hope you have understood the chapter. I have assigned you an assignment. Please complete it in your science notebooks, and we will meet in the next class. Bye bye. Take care.